Prime Minister Narendra Modi says that India's attempts to battle COVID pandemic has set an example for the world. Addressing BJP workers on the party's 40th Foundation Day, the Prime Minister says that the World Health Organization and countries the world over appreciate India's efforts in the fight against COVID-19. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says that the country, like India, with a population of 130 crore people, has showed maturity during the lockdown, makes 5 appeals to countrymen during COVID-19 crisis: give face cover to others, give ration to the poor, install Arogya Setu app on mobiles for fellow citizens, thanking Corona warriors, and also self-distribution towards the Prime Minister Care Funds. PM Modi says that India has taken one step after another and worked to ensure that the measures of government reach the bottom. Says that the centre has ensured that all governments work together in this and has made all important decisions in sync with experts. The total number of active corona cases in India now reaches 3,666. 291 persons have been cured and discharged. 109 deaths have been reported across the country due to coronavirus. As on date, a total of 274 districts have been affected by COVID-19 in the country. Countries the world over continue to face the coronavirus crisis as confirmed cases now cross 12,70,000. Over 69,000 deaths have been reported, with the United States being the worst hit. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson is taken to the hospital for further tests after testing positive for COVID-19 again. And in some other news, the Bharatiya Janata Party observes its 40th Foundation Day today. Prime Minister Narendra Modi appealed to partymen to help the needy during COVID crisis and to get India rid of COVID-19 together. The party president JP Nadda dedicates the Foundation Day to the fight against coronavirus and asks the party workers to join hands in this battle against the deadly virus. Namaskar and welcome to the news. I'm Mark Lynn. Here's our top story. On the 40th Foundation Day of the Bharatiya Janata Party, Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed party workers through a video message. And in his address, the Prime Minister said that India's attempts to battle COVID pandemic have set a new example for the world. The Prime Minister said that the World Health Organization and countries the world over have now appreciated India's efforts in the fight against COVID-19. The Prime Minister said that all citizens of the country are part of the country's fight against the corona pandemic. Let's listen.
हम सब ने अनुभव किया है 130 करोड़ देशवासियों की सामूहिक शक्ति के उस एक विराट रूप के हमने दर्शन किए, अनुभूति की है। हर वर्ग, हर आयु के लोग, अमीर हो, गरीब हो, पढ़ा लिखा हो, अनपढ़ हो, शहर का हो, गांव का हो, सभी ने मिलकर एकजुटता की इस ताकत को, उसका साक्षात्कार किया, उसका वंदन किया, कोरोना के खिलाफ लड़ाई का अपना संकल्प और मजबूत किया। और जो मूल भाव था, मैं अकेला नहीं हूं, इस लड़ाई में मैं अकेला नहीं हूं, मैं भले घर में बैठा हूं, लेकिन पूरा देश लड़ रहा है, इस चीज को कल लोगों ने एहसास फिर से एक बार किया है। और यही तो लड़ने में नई ताकत देता है।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi also made 5 appeals to the BJP cadre during his address on the occasion of the party's 40th Foundation Day. These include helping the poor procure ration, covering their face while outdoors, also thanking COVID warriors, covering your face when outdoors, and giving masks to others. This is the second appeal to the Prime Minister, as on our screens. The third appeal is thanking COVID warriors. The fourth appeal is to download the Arogya Setu app and to help install it on mobiles of fellow citizens. The fifth one is to contribute to PM CARES Fund and to encourage others to do the same. Well, the active cases of COVID.
साथियों, मैं आपसे प्रार्थना करूंगा, इसे एक तरह से आप मेरे 5 आग्रह मान सकते हैं। पंच आग्रह। इसमें पहला आग्रह है गरीबों को राशन के लिए अविरत सेवा अभियान। ऐसा नहीं कुछ दिन करेंगे, अविरत सेवा अभियान। जब से ये संकट शुरू हुआ है तब से भाजपा के लाखों कार्यकर्ता दिन रात गरीबों की मदद करने, उन्हें राशन पहुंचाने के कार्य में जुटे हैं। आने वाले दिनों में आप सभी को इसे एक बड़े अभियान में बदलना है। मेरा दूसरा आग्रह है कि अपने साथ ही आप 5 अन्य लोगों के लिए अपने घर में फेस कवर बना करके उनको गिफ्ट दे सकते हैं, उनका वितरण कर सकते हैं। मेरा तीसरा आग्रह है उसी संदर्भ में कि धन्यवाद अभियान चलाने के लिए पार्टी की तरफ से हमें एक मोटा मोटा खाका दिया गया है कि 5 अलग अलग वर्ग हैं और हर घर से इन 5 लोगों के लिए अलग अलग धन्यवाद पत्र लेना चाहिए। भारत सरकार ने एक आरोग्य सेतु ऐप विकसित किया गया है। हमने इस आरोग्य सेतु ऐप को डाउनलोड करने के लिए मेरा चौथा आग्रह है कि ज्यादा से ज्यादा लोगों को जानकारी दें और कम से कम 40 लोगों के मोबाइल में ये ऐप आप इंस्टॉल करवाए ही और उसके अंदर उनकी जो जानकारी है वो डाल दी जाए तो ऑटोमेटिकली वेब से उनको बताया जाएगा कि अब आपको किस बीमारी की क्या स्थिति है, आपको आगे की क्या सेवाओं की जरूरत है, आपको किसकी मदद लेनी चाहिए, आपको किन किन लोगों से बच के रहना चाहिए। उनको पता चलेगा कि भाई आपके पास ये सज्जन कल आके गए थे, वो संकट वाले हैं। अगर उसके पास ये ऐप होगा तो उसको पता चलेगा। मेरा 5वां आग्रह है कि प्रत्येक भाजपा कार्यकर्ता को खुद भी सहयोग करना है और बीजेपी के 40 साल निमित्त और 40 लोगों से भी पीएम केयर में फंड सहयोग करने के लिए प्रेरित करना है।
And active cases of COVID-19 in the country have risen to 3,666 and the deaths now are 109 reported across the country. "291 people have recovered from the infection and have been discharged from the hospitals. The Ministry of Health and Family Welfare in its daily briefing said that the main reason for the rise in the overall numbers continues to be the Markaz cluster, and the number of COVID-19 cases has doubled, in fact, due to the Markaz. The Cabinet Secretary has taken stock of the situation. Now, the Indian Council of Medical Research will get about 5 lakh rapid antibody testing kits by April 9. These will help in conducting COVID-19 tests in hotspot areas where large number of cases are being seen. The ICMR on Saturday issued an advisory to start rapid antibody-based blood tests for COVID-19 in areas reporting clusters and in large migration gatherings or evacuee centers. Madhya Pradesh government has ramped up restrictions in the state as the number of cases of the deadly coronavirus has seen a rise. The government has directed all shops to remain closed, excluding chemists. The Masjid Shamala Hills in Bhopal has been declared an epicenter of the virus, and every individual coming out of this area has to undergo necessary screening. And with Jaisalmer and Nagaur. The coronavirus infections have spread to 21 districts in Rajasthan. The total number has crossed 260 mark. In Jaipur, 39 positive cases were found in the walled city area of Ramganj. One canteen assistant at the SMS Medical College from Ramganj also was found positive. Fear looms large on the resident doctors of the largest hospital in the state. Our correspondent Vishal Barristo now joins us from Jaipur with the details. Well, Vishal, news is not very good as we speak. Tell us what the situation is with the SMS Medical College and the fear now of resident doctors also having contracted the illness.
Well, absolutely. A very good afternoon to you, Mark. News is not good, and that is the main concern of the authorities here, because while they were just started to rejoice the conquest of Bhilwara, which became an example across the country that how they have controlled the COVID-19, spread of COVID-19 in Bhilwara by contacting 40 lakhs, I beg your pardon, in Bhilwara, and very early they were able to control the spread of the virus. Here in Jaipur, it is the Ramganj which is posing a big threat. Let me tell you that this SMS case is also connected with Ramganj area, which is now locked and sealed inside the walled city. But the major concern is that Bhilwara and Ramganj, they are poles apart, because in Bhilwara, social distancing was a huge success and hygiene was no challenge for the authorities. But Ramganj and the walled city is a very congested place, and social distancing is a very big challenge for the authorities. Along with that, hygiene is another main concern. Though the authorities have deployed 50 medical teams, and each team has a doctor, an A&M, and a nursing staff of 5. But still a lot of concern for the authorities, because this man who was serving the resident doctors in the SMS Medical College, which also falls under the SMS hospital, the Savai Mansingh hospital, the largest government hospital in the state, now is positive, and he was serving the resident doctors. So their sampling is being done, and for obvious reasons the report is not coming out, but that's for sure that we can expect more bad news. And also Ramganj is in a way connected to the Markaz, which is a concern for the central authorities also. So overall, the challenge is how to control this spread in a specific area which is very congested, which is very unhygienic, and at the same time there are also incidents of resistance against the medical teams. Sometimes there have been incidents where the doctors have been attacked in the Ramganj area, and people are not very cooperative because they've been asked to stay inside to cooperate, and when they go for screening and taking samples, then there's a lot of resistance. So we need to tell them, and it's going to be a big challenge. Though the ICMR has come up with the rapid action facility, and soon Rajasthan would also be having it. So that is the only way.
But Vishal, tell us a little bit about the doctors, because you know, if the doctors are exposed, they are the ones who are exposed to the illness the most, and if they don't have the right protective gear, then obviously they are prone to get the illness. And if this is going to be the case, then one really needs to think about providing them with the best protective gear. What kind of arrangements have been made for doctors in the whole of Rajasthan, in a sense?
Well, Mark, certainly it's a matter of grave concern, because this is a Bhilwara too. Remember, in Bhilwara, it was the doctor who got infected in one of the private hospitals, and from him the virus spread amongst his fellow doctors and the nursing staff, and the whole Bhilwara was under the net of COVID-19. And here also there is a big concern for the doctors, because they were being served food by this assistant in the canteen. We have to wait for the official figures. Official figures have not reached us as far as sampling and screening of the doctors are concerned, but certainly it's a matter of grave concern, and the sampling and screening has started. By evening we would get to know, and we are all keeping our fingers crossed, and we are all praying that more bad news does not come out, because we are sitting on a bombshell now, Mark, to be very precise, because this is very, very scary.
Thanks very much, Vishal Barristo, and do take care of yourself. Now, moving on to our next story then. The open markets have been opened by the Civic Society in Navi Mumbai. This is to decrease congestion while selling and buying essential items. Similar scenes are being witnessed in other parts of Maharashtra as well, thus ensuring social distancing norms are maintained. The police officials have been deployed to ensure strict adherence to the precautions. Here's a report by our correspondent Yogesh Sheetal from Ground Zero.
Some of the wholesale market, retail market and also main roadside markets have been shifted to an open ground, and there are many such grounds in Mumbai, Navi Mumbai, and also adjoining areas like Thane, like Kalyan and Dombivali. One such market here you can see behind me. This is one such market where I am standing right now in Navi Mumbai. You can see this is an open market, and the civic body has ensured that people get more space to ensure social distancing, because earlier the entire market was shifted on the roadside, and that's the reason why the entire the area, the market was very congested. But now, since people have more space, vendors have more space, buyers have more space, so it also ensures that people don't get get close to each other, and that is the main purpose of social distancing, which is considered as one of the main cure of COVID-19. So this is the scene of Navi Mumbai, and the same scenario you can see in different parts of Maharashtra as well, just to ensure social distancing. Also, one important thing at this point in time, you can see there are some vehicles there. The vehicles belong to municipal corporations, and the staffs are there. They are monitoring that whether people are following the instructions or not. No doubt the people are coming. You can see the ladies and the gents. The people are coming here to buy vegetables, to buy fruits, and to buy milks also at that corner. So people are here to get their daily needs, and also since the fruits and vegetables and entire these items are under the essential services, so there's no problem in the supply. And the vehicles, they are just moving around from local areas. The vegetables are transported to these open grounds. So the situations on the ground are not very bad in terms of food supply, in terms of food chain, and also people are cooperating. You can see some people are just having mask on their mouth, and some ladies are having dupatta and saris to cover their mouth, to ensure that they are facing to ensure that the virus is not transmitted to them. So in fact, the situations is, as far as essential services are concerned, are good in Mumbai, in Navi Mumbai, adjoining areas, and also other pockets in Maharashtra. For Doordarshan News, this is Yogesh Kumar Sidal from Maharashtra.
Well, the disinfection tunnel has been installed at the entrance of Agricultural Produce Market Committee market in Hubli, district of Karnataka. This tunnel sprays people with small percentage of sodium hypochlorite solution through nozzles before they enter the market. The setting up of this tunnel can help curtail the spread of coronavirus by disinfecting the bacteria on the body. Once successful trials, such tunnels will be installed at other places as well across the state of Karnataka.
Because of we have to face the corona infection, for that purpose it is helpful for all the farmers, vegetable vendors and other people who are coming and going there in the APMC Hubli. It is for the purpose of their good health and anti that virano. This is useful.
Then 1% of sodium hypochlorite solution. Now today we have done up to 0.8% of sodium hypochlorite solution in 1000 liters of water. So this water is pumped through the high pressure pump through the nozzles. So it sprays like a mist, like a fog. The idea behind this, we did not put the large sprinklers, is people might get wet, and that might cause more allergy and all the problems. So this just sprays on the body surface area, and there are least side effects when we looked into the literature. Usually the allergy or any forms of rashes or adverse effect due to sodium hypochlorite is usually obtained if there is a long exposure period. But here the exposure time is just 3 to 5 seconds, which is very less for anybody to cause allergy.
And we were listening earlier, the first bite was, sound bite was of the Minister for Industries in the government of Karnataka, Jagdish Shettar. The other person, we shall get you that information in our next bulletin. Moving on to our next story then. Police in the Mahuva Taluka of Surat district of Gujarat are stopping and pedestrians to urge them. This is to urged them to stay at home during the lockdown period. The coronavirus-themed helmet has become a trend for police officials to spread awareness and projecting a message that the lockdown means staying at home and only move out during an emergency or if necessary. The police officers are seen wearing a red helmet dotted with long red spikes with rounded ends. Coronavirus continues to spread across the world as the total positive cases around the globe has now reached 1,276,302 or 12,76,302, while 69,526 deaths have been reported globally. 2,43,000 people have recovered from the pandemic. That's a good sign. And the United States has entered one of its most critical weeks so far as this virus is concerned, with the death toll now exploding in New York, Michigan and Louisiana. New York, the hardest hit state, reported on Sunday that for the first time in a week, deaths had fallen slightly from the day before, but there were still nearly 600 new fatalities and more than 7,300 new cases. Places such as Pennsylvania, Colorado and Washington, D.C. are starting to see rising death toll. And also across the United States, more than 3,31,151 people have been infected and over 9,420 have died as of now. Amidst the scare, some good news also has come from Europe, which saw further signs of hope in the coronavirus outbreak. Yesterday, Italy's daily death toll was recorded at its lowest in more than 2 weeks, and it's an indication that the infection curve is on the downward slope. As it enters its fifth week under lockdown, Italy now has a total of 15,887 deaths and nearly 1,29,000 confirmed COVID-19 cases. It has the world's highest death toll for COVID-19 disease and recorded 4,316 new cases yesterday. In Spain, too, the confirmed new virus deaths have dropped for the third straight day, yesterday to 674. The first time daily deaths have fallen below 800 in the past week. 6,023 confirmed new infections were announced yesterday, taking its national tally to 1,30,759. but down from the increase of 7,026 infections of the previous day, while the total deaths are now 12,418, the highest in the world after Italy. Amidst the slight fall, the Prime Minister expressed the hope by saying, in fact, that we are starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Now, on the occasion of the 40th Foundation Day of the Bharatiya Janata Party, the Union Home Minister and senior leader, BJP leader Amit Shah, paid floral tributes to Dr. Shama Prasad Mukherjee and Pandit Deen Dayal Upadhyay. The BJP National President J.P. Nadda today extended his greetings to crores of party workers on the party's 40th Foundation Day. He garlanded photos and paid floral tributes to Dr. Shama Prasad Mukherjee and Pandit Deen Dayal Upadhyay. He also hoisted the party's flag, and speaking to the media, J.P. Nadda said that the day this year is dedicated towards the fight against coronavirus. He also said that the way Prime Minister Narendra Modi has led the country at this moment of global crisis due to COVID-19, it is being praised everywhere. And he added that we will leave no stone unturned to deal with this crisis.
ये 40वां भारतीय जनता पार्टी का स्थापना दिवस, यह कोरोना से लड़ने के लिए हम समर्पित करते हैं। देश हम के सभी कार्यकर्ताओं के लिए हमने कार्यक्रम दिए हैं। उस सारे कार्यक्रमों को भारतीय जनता पार्टी का कार्यकर्ता घर में रहकर सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग का पालन करते हुए समाज की सेवा में जुटेगा और समाज के में एक जिम्मेदार नागरिक के रूप में वह सेवा कार्य में जुटेगा, यह मैं कहना चाहता हूँ। और हम इस कोरोना की लड़ाई में विजय भी हासिल करेंगे और पार्टी को आगे बढ़ाने में मजबूती प्रदान करने में कोई भी कमी नहीं छोड़ेंगे।
And the Ministry of External Affairs' Ravish Kumar has said that the time has come now to pass on the baton. In a tweet, he said, after 33 months of an incredible opportunity to serve the nation, my best wishes to Anurag Srivastav as the next official spokesperson of the Ministry of External Affairs. Grateful for the understanding and support of my family, friends and colleagues during this journey. And with that, we conclude this bulletin. Thank you very much for being with us. Namaskar.
What are the symptoms